Video Tutorials by Andrew Buckle. In this tutorial I'm just going to show you how you can use brushstroke, and this is a brushstroke that's available on the Graphic Extras website in the 3D brushes section. How you can use them to create like patterns and maybe apply effects, create different sort of brushstrokes. Now, just going to, first thing to do, this unfortunately has actually got a white background, it's a layer, so I'm just going to, now there's actually 12 brushes in the free set that you can find on that site, but obviously you can use a similar sort of thing with other sort of brush strokes as well. So I want to remove that white there, so I'm just going to go layer and flatten image, magic wand, select inverse, Control C, Control V, and then just remove the background, delete there in the layers palette. Now, got that, just so I can move it around, it's just a standard layer now. Now, what you can do, you can just go over to filter, and of course you can use any of the filters, such as third-party ones, but I'm just going to go filter gallery. There's a whole range of different ones there, sponge, paint tools, and you can get some very interesting different effects there by accessing edge and so on. And obviously you can also modify the settings as well to get different edge effects and light intensities as well. It's a great whole range of different sort of brush strokes that are like 3D but they are slightly different. Some like that one, fresco. So I'm just going to say click OK, and of course you can just go over there and define that as a brush stroke just by edit and define brush preset. Right. Now, I'm actually going to move that out of the way, and what I'm going to do now, just go there. I'm going to select that again because what I want to do is actually define that as a pattern. So I'm just going to go edit, define pattern. So you can use them for that, you can use them for textures. Of course, you can actually also just save it to maybe for a PNG file, other type of style of PNG file, and use it in PSP and other applications as well. Of course, you can actually duplicate these layers and then you can merge them all together to create a much more interesting brushstroke maybe than just this one basic cube. Now, once you've actually, so again you can apply effects. Just going to go to filter gallery, again sponge or something like that, click OK, and then edit and define pattern. Literally thousands of possibilities of things you can do with these. So now once you've actually got it as a pattern, just going to deselect, just going to flatten that, or I could go straight back obviously in the history panel and fill white, get rid of it, and now fill pattern. Now the key thing to remember, if you actually run this pattern now, obviously it's just going to apply it just a standard pattern, but click script and then you can use these random fill. That one's a really good one, symmetry. They're all very, very useful. They all have their uses. So I'm just going to go for random fill. That just fills the document now with a whole range of random cubes, so you can just see those. Now I've got the color randomness, so I can reduce that down. It'll just take a few seconds and you just end up with a black and white. I like the color randomness. And you can modify the density as well as the scaling, so if you want smaller, make it much smaller. Now this preview doesn't always exactly match you won't get exactly that. It actually might be just a little bit of that area there. It might not be the whole of this, so it's not exact representation, it's just a little viewport into that. So click OK, and there you've actually got the design. Now I'm not saying I could go back to the preview and say that looks exactly like a preview at a certain point. That's possible, I can't remember. So anyway, so you can obviously apply it multiple times, and it's great for creating some really interesting background textures. And of course you don't have to just use obviously cubes, you could use any kind of brush or pattern or whatever. Hope you found this of interest.